Hi, today I'd like to talk about social media personas or personas developed especially for social media usage by marketers. Okay, so this is in more detail what and how to develop persona for marketing use. So, what is a persona? Persona is a fictional character, so to speak, created for marketing purposes. It can be used together with segmentation or should be used together with segmentation strategy and target audience. Okay, so I am going to share my screen right now if I can figure it out. And you can see my video. Okay, my PowerPoint. So let's get to it. So I did already talk about target audience or what it is, but let's talk about personas first. So personas, like I said, are fictional characters that have certain characteristics that you would rely on for your marketing purposes. And like I said, it can be used together with target audience, and target audience or market is a group of consumers a company has decided to organize its marketing strategies to reach with their message. And like I told you in the past, the ideal target market is the one that you can serve best. Not the ideal target market is not the one that you would like to reach in your dreams, but the one that you can actually serve best. And the difference is usually in the product that you offer and the resources that you have. Most individuals, most business owners would like to reach either heavy users or luxury users, but the reality is that you don't always have the resources to reach that group, or you don't have the product that is an ideal product for that group of individuals. So thinking through your target market is very important before you start developing personas. So persona is sort of a simplified audience, and like this PowerPoint says here, it's based on demographics of a persona, constraints, technological limitation, language barrier, or vision impairment, needs and wants. Needs and wants always play a role in marketing. You always have to be mindful of what the actual need is, the consumer need, not yours as a business. So every persona will have a different set of needs and wants in different ways that you can reach them. Okay, you can reach the persona. Okay, so here we continue into a three-step persona development cycle, which was created by Michelle Golden. This is not mine, but we do tend to use it. So we want to identify the roles as a first step. What is it that they do, and often how? Then we have some list of needs and situational triggers from persona's perspective, defining concerns, symptoms, and problems. In my previous videos, I talked about problems. You always want to solve a problem. So keeping in mind what the problem that persona may have will help you target your target audience better, okay? And again, persona is a made up, a fictional person. Then you have to create message objectives, exactly what you're trying to get out of a message, right? What is an overarching goal, and then much more specific objective, which is measurable and have timeline associated with it, but also whether it is reachable, okay? Or you want to make sure that you can actually reach it. So objectives suited to each persona's needs that you have the expertise to address. Okay, so I will switch to a different PowerPoint and I will show you an example of a persona. So right here, you have a great example of developing a persona. So here's your persona, Chris, who is 45. So who is he? The role he plays. Back to the role, okay? CEO of a large financial firm worth $100 million. He's been in that role for 5 years. So these are some important elements that can help you later on, okay? But you want to be somewhat specific. You don't want to write a book about it. So you want to have a nice plan or a layout and sufficient information to be able to picture that persona. He's an innovator and risk taker. Okay, so let's see. He likes to communicate via email, face-to-face, or by phone, which immediately triggers, hopefully triggers your thinking in how you can reach that individual. Okay. Now, is he a 22-year-old girl, or let's just pick it, a 22-year-old woman, young woman, who spends most of her time on Snapchat and Instagram, and that's how she prefers to communicate with? No, right? So it will be different language and different means of reaching our persona, Chris 45. He is on LinkedIn or Twitter. He reads financial and economic news sources online. He likes to attend financial conferences. Okay, so now about the profile. How does he find vendors? He trusts referrals and word of mouth, so person-to-person built-in trust. He goes to website during the initial phase of his buying journey. So again, suggest that website has to have enough information. And go back to who he actually is. He's the CEO of a large financial firm, okay? So the way he finds vendors is a different way than some other business may do. And again, that's why you develop these personas. He's not interested in using information on the website beyond the initial search. He prefers to weigh his opinion before making any buying decisions. What does he want to know? Another important element, because that will help you communicate your attributes of your product. So he wants to know expertise, case studies, testimonials, examples of work, awards, references, and strong partnerships. All of these tend to be a testament of the quality of work a business may be performing. And why does he buy from us? Price and team expertise. So the reason why an individual purchases is an important reason, right? Again, this may help you to emphasize certain characteristics or benefits of your product. Pain points, so maybe problems you could solve. There are 8 people involved in purchase decision for his financial firm. He is looking for a competitive price with strong team experience and a track record of good creative work. This means this is what he's looking for. There are other people who are making purchasing decision. So what you're trying to do, you're trying to simplify this persona's journey, right? You're trying to solve the problem that he has in order to make his decision making easier and build trust. The size of the team representing him is important. He always wants in-market representatives to allow for easier communication flow. What doesn't he want? It's another thing you may want to know and jot down for your fictitious persona. He doesn't want to pay large fees or be locked into a long-term contract. Value for money is important, as his ability to change direction is needed. So he definitely likes flexibility. And so trying to lock him into immediate 2-year contract is not going to work. Again, one of those things that you may want to emphasize in your marketing materials. And how we retain him, that's another important. So this is clearly a persona developed for business-to-business situation. So how do we retain him? He is very hands-on and likes open lines of communication. From previous It may seem like he does like face-to-face, and definitely this human element to it. He also likes emails. Respond to change requests quickly. So you're flexible and accessible. Monthly recaps, so summary. Again, he's a CEO of a large financial institution, so he doesn't have time to read books of reports, that's what I mean. But he definitely would like to have a summary of findings, so to speak. Pitch new out-of-the-box ideas, share latest industry news and best practices, which my guess would be best done by emails based on how he likes to communicate. Okay, so for a persona, you definitely want to develop who the individual or who the persona is, the roles they play, and how you can solve their problems. Okay, so let me switch over. All right, here we go. So roles, he's a CEO. List needs and situation triggers for persona's perspective. We have done defining concerns, symptoms, and problems. We have done in that little visual, and create messaging objectives suited to each persona needs that you have the expertise to address. So next, here there are, sorry about that, 3 sets of personas that exist in the market. First, person with a need that product may satisfy, then person with enough money to purchase the product, and the person's generally interested in receiving information about product. And here, there is a sweet spot that you'd like to go after. So here's the relationship. They are somewhat interconnected, right? So the person that has a need needs to also have the money and also be interested in learning more. This whole information seeking and wanting to know more is a very important variable in marketing. So for you, the ideal target audience would be that sweet spot right here where the optimal, where all those 3 elements overlap. There's a need, there's a willingness to find out more information, and then there's enough money to purchase, right? When one element is missing, it's going to be a harder sell, but it doesn't mean that it is impossible. As you can see, there is a secondary optimal target audience if there isn't a complete overlap of all 3. So what I would like you to do is to try to create a fictional personas for a business that you have, right? For your own business, and see what you get. And I would like you to ask questions if you have any, and hopefully that was useful. So again, remember, persona is a fictitious creation that will help you target your audience much better and create marketing messages that are very directed, very specific, satisfy the need of a persona, and take care of a problem that they have. Until the next time, bye.